Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Back at you. Orange and Blue Thing, Season 5,
Woohoo!
Episode 1, season premiere. How we doing?
Darren's going to be a problem this season.
I might be a little bit of a problem. I actually built a soundboard over the past week or so, just, highlighting a few of my favorite sounds and some other random ones that might not be appropriate for the show, but I'm going to just hit them anyway because
he's been playing the fart noise for the past 10 minutes.
I know it's immature, but once you have a soundboard, how could you not have a fart button on your soundboard?
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's a lot of maybe unfair things in the world. One being just the way that it shit on us for the past year.
Correct.
But things are somewhat becoming back to normal as far as sports are concerned.
Sure.
The Knicks have some fans there. The Nets have some fans there. I don't know if the Islanders and Rangers do yet, but fans are going back to ballparks, and not that sports is so important in the grand scheme, but it is to some extent for a lot of people because it's your biggest escape,
it's normalcy.
You've been a Mets fan forever.
Yeah.
Right. So and we talked to Dave Wright on our last episode, which feels like forever ago.
I know. It's crazy.
But it's such a big part. I mean, my whole life is based around this.
Right.
So sports are a big deal and baseball's back. We talked about it, privately or whatever, through text, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The off season that we just went through, or the Mets just went through, could honestly make up a 10-hour podcast.
Literally, I don't even remember the last time the Mets had an off season. Just this interesting, not even the things that they did, but just everything about it was a spectacle.
Right.
We did, and it's so this was the first off season in my recent memory as. I lived through the entire Wilpon era. That was just my whole existence. I don't remember an off season where we actually went into it thinking we have a chance to actually get all of the big or some of the big names, whatever.
Right.
The Lindor trade, I remember just being that doesn't seem real. This doesn't happen to us. So yeah, but that's even
the expectation. Not to cut you off, but the expectations. It's the expectations and excitement around this team. It's like you said, it's unheard of for the fan base and for the Mets to be in the conversation for every single offseason move there was. Springer, whatever, we didn't get him. Bauer, I'm glad we didn't get him.
Fucking God, sorry.
But no, you can curse. This is not, it is somewhat a kid show, but you're allowed to drop an F-bomb here or there. But yeah, I mean, I urge the fans watching, because we are live right now on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For the first time, we're doing 3 platforms at the same time, which is pretty cool. The YouTube used to go up afterwards, and so did the Instagram. But now we can see everyone's comments in one spot, which is something different for us.
Fancy.
So if you guys want to chime in, go ahead, shoot some comments off. We'll pull them into the stream here. But to be included in every conversation was something. I'm 40 years old, and I saw Shoemaker yesterday, and he's like, "You got to stop, letting people know how much of an age gap there is between you and Julia." And I said, why? Because it makes you feel old too, because we're the same age. But in my lifetime, 86, I was kind of too young to remember it.
Right.
We haven't had this much excitement going into a season ever.
I know.
And the fact that we might not be there on opening day next month.
That's what I was going to ask.
Disappointing.
I was going to ask you if you remember 86 at all, or if whatever next World Series is going to really be the first one for you. Because me personally, I don't know what it's going to look like come October, but I'm trying to just be as realistic as possible. And if you told me this time last year that October would have looked like what it did, I would have thought you were crazy. Right. My expectations are super low. I can't fathom. I don't think there's any way that if the Mets are in the playoffs, they're packing the stadium to capacity. I just don't think that's going to happen. And that is so depressing to me. When I think about, especially because we were at every home playoff game in 2015. To go from that, which was really my first, 2006, I was 10, 11, whatever. Sorry. But I only went to like one of those playoff games, but like to be there and be in it. And now like that's my standard for like postseason baseball until like realistically, I will probably have to watch every game from my couch. Probably won't be able to be in a packed bar watching with people. Like I obviously want the Mets to win and I want them to succeed, but like I am so like, I can't let myself get too excited because I don't want my expectations to be so high and then just be sad.
I mean, if you lived in Tampa, you could be in a packed bar. Right
I
now,
know.
But, you know, that's kind of like one of the main reasons I'm not going to spring training tomorrow. Like spring training opening day.
Oh, did you decide you're not going at all?
I'm not going.
Okay.
First time in like 10 years, I'm not going. My first time I went, I drove down and stayed for like 2 weeks.
I
Which is way too
remember
long.
that.
But you know, since then I haven't missed a year, and then we started doing the outings. I don't know, like 5-6 years ago. But you know, the Mets were really cool about reserving the berm for us. They call it the Hill now, which will never accept.
No,
it's called the Hill.
Berm.
It's the berm. But we had 1,000 tickets. You know,
Right.
we always pack it out. We do the 1,000 tickets, and they held on to all of them for us until they got the restriction. You know, everything was put in place for the plan, and they saved 100 for us. And the way that like the internet works as far as like our tickets are concerned, I didn't want to put that on like a public sale because you remember back in the day where like our site would crash and people would get pissed.
That was the most stressful time of my life being a Mets fan, was trying to get 7-line opening day tickets before you could like be a season ticket holder. Know you had them?
Yeah. How do you think I felt? Because I'm sitting there pushing like the start button and then like seconds in, I'd hit like refresh and like the site would just be like,
right.
Like, all right, the site crashed again. So anyway, I didn't want to put them on the public sale. So how many? We have 600, and how many members do we have? 600 and how many?
635.
That's Lizzie in the background. 635 members. But how many of those do you think renewed out of the 635?
You told me this last week. It was something like 602.
602 people renewed of the 630, whatever. So
God bless, but that's insane.
We allowed them the option to go to spring training opening day. So it's like, you know,
you let us keep your money. If you want to go spring training, go ahead.
It shrunk down like the focus group, if you want to call them, who can purchase the tickets. So those fans are going tomorrow. I decided I'm not going. I feel comfortable being at a game.
Yeah.
I would be fine on the hill, the berm, whatever you want to call it, because it's pod seating.
Right.
So you fit 4 people in a pod. I actually asked them to like reserve a pod for just me. I was going to do 4 in there. I was going to pay for them, but I was going to travel solo, and I don't necessarily want to sit next to, you know, no offense, like a stranger in the group who I don't trust. Like we trust each other. That's why like we're in here right now.
We know we're both hygienic and doing our best to stay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not going. So anyway, the game itself would have been fine. I didn't really want to fly right now. I don't want to be on a plane with a stranger next to me for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then whatever. So that's why I'm not going. But so tomorrow, if you are going, have fun. I know a lot of our friends down there. So Evan Wynn's down there.
I know. I saw that too.
Sean
I
Sutley.
don't even know how pod seating is supposed to work on the berm. Like, I guess it just, I'm trying to picture like.
Well, picture what it normally is. Now it's shrunk down to 100 people.
But it's not even that. It's just like when I go to Port St. Lucie, that is when I go to my designated retirement community to get fucked up for a few days. Like that's what I do. I'm drunk the entire time. I walk into the stadium. I'm drunk. I'm drunk on the walk. Of course, responsibly, Coors Light. But anyway, so I can't imagine like sitting in a pod on the berm and not just like rolling out of my pod
I think
into someone else's. Like,
I think a lot of this is almost kind of like lip service to an extent.
Yeah.
Like you have to put out like these are the rules,
the guidelines.
and then if you don't follow them, you don't follow them. But like, you know, I went to a lot of motocross races over the last summer. You know, as we know, I can't stop talking about it. But you know, they did have a lot of strict rules, and not that people were reckless with it, but it's like you can't sit on the bleachers, and then people were, but they were distanced. You know. But the rules there, like the picnic tables that a lot of people like to stay out of the sun, they're gone.
No, that's so
if you're going
sad.
tomorrow, not only that, they're not doing 9-inning games. So it's like, imagine I flew down there and then tomorrow they do like 5-inning.
Wait, all of them are not 9 innings?
They have the option to play 9, but no one yesterday played a 9-inning game.
That's so stupid.
So they're doing like 7. The reason being is the MLB and the teams, I don't know who agreed on this or came up with the rule.
Right.
They're bringing less players to the games.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to not have like 8 million guys in the dugout.
That makes sense. That's
so once they
I
run
feel
through the
bad
players,
for like
game's over.
Yeah, I feel bad for like the lower level minor leaguers who are like they're not going to get much time to play. They're not going to get many eyes on them. I don't even know if minor league camps have reported yet. I don't even know if the minor leaguers that aren't invited to big league camp are there. It sucks, man. It's such a.
I mean, they got reasons behind it, but like
I get it, of course, but
I think I heard somewhere too. I don't know the exact rule, but like a manager can just decide that the inning's over.
I know. I saw that when like they're
like our pitcher threw 40 pitches, like we're good.
I know.
And then they would just like go to commercial.
I wish we could have that in real games sometimes. That'd be wonderful. But no, I can't. That's not baseball. Like, I know it's fake baseball anyway, but like, I don't know. It's so weird. And it's like, it makes you wonder what of these weird things will end up just staying by the time things are back to normal, because it just has become easier, financially easier. Like
the extra inning rules,
yeah,
7-inning doubleheaders.
Like that was just supposed to be, I know it's supposed to just be pandemic baseball, but like they're gonna try and keep doing it because it's better for, I don't know, whoever.
Even when you're sitting there baking in the sun for like a doubleheader, like 18-inning first game of a doubleheader, you're like, damn, you got to be here for another like
I know
5 hours after that. Like, there's something fun about that.
I love that. It's like, I don't know. It just reminds me of being at like summer camp, a doubleheader. It's just like you're there all day. Like, what? I love it. I don't know. I mean, I can't even say that because every time I think now of extra inning games, I think of David Wright's last game, and that was
that sucked.
That was miserable. But it was miserable because you were waiting for what was happening after the game.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you remember the Philly trip in 2014, that went like 14 innings. And like, it was miserable because the Mets were up by like 3 runs and they blew it late in the game. Thank God they ended up winning. But like, I was still enjoying myself
too, because they like last call 7th inning. You're there for like 4 more hours.
Yeah.
So like,
it's like a whole second game.
You're hungover before you leave.
The bus ride home.
Do you remember? Well, we won that game, so that was good.
Thank God.
And,
thank you, David Wright.
Do you remember the question to David Wright last year? Like, what was harder, waiting through that like 0-0 game or giving your speech?
But it's honestly like, especially for him, he was probably like, he said it. He hates public speaking. That was probably miserable for him. I'm like, oh my God, like, come on, let's just get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. The runner on second, I hate it.
No, I hate it.
I hate it.
And it's crazy too that opening day, like the home opener, we're a month from opening day. The Mets are starting in DC, but the home opener is on the 8th. That's 38 days away. And they still don't know if they're going to do the DH or not. I mean, I guess like it's a talking point. They both want it, but they just can't agree.
But that's like so just irresponsible. These teams need to know like how they need to construct their roster.
Right.
Like, do we have a place to put this person in the field? Do we need to? Do we have an extra bat? Like, I don't know how. That must be so frustrating as like a team owner and even like a player who like would thrive as a DH, but maybe not. Like they're missing out on.
Right. Well, it would certainly. I mean, it was built for our team. You know, then you always get Dom and Pete out there. Like it would work.
That's going to be the tricky thing this year of getting them both. I mean, is Dom just now an everyday outfielder? Is that what we do? I don't know. I saw your hand go for the mouse. I knew a noise was coming.
So we got to give a special shout out, obviously, to our friends over at Dugout Mugs. They're hooking you guys up again. So go to dugoutmugs.com/7line, all one word, just 7, the number 7, LINE, and you can get a free knob shot, which is really cool. They did this also last year. All you got to do is pay the shipping and handling. If you already have the Mets one, maybe you want to pick up one for a friend or family member that might not be a Mets fan for whatever reason, and you're still friends with them. Go to dugoutmugs.com/7line. Great friends of the show. This is their second year being a part of Orange and Blue thing, and also the 7 line. We've been doing a couple things with them. We have the Send the Beer Guy mugs. They do a lot of great things over there. They just upgraded their warehouse down in Florida as well. Great business, great guys behind the brand, and they have a lot of different options too. So if you see this knob shot, you want to pick that up, that's free. Just pay the shipping, but also go to their website and check out all the special offerings they have. They make great gifts. They have a whole bunch of stuff in the works too that I don't think I can talk about yet, but they got a lot planned.
Trust us.
Trust us. It's going to be awesome. Go to dugoutmugs.com right now. Or actually after the show's over, because I don't want you to
don't
leave the stream. But dugoutmugs.com/7line, one word, and get this knob shot for free. You want to show this off, Julia?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh God, I hope I can center it.
So the knob shot is the bottom of a baseball bat, hollowed out. Pour your favorite beverage in there. Beers, actually maybe not beers. You're not doing shots of beers unless you're doing what do they call that? The power hour? Is it power hour?
I don't drink. I love
when you do like a shot of beer. Anyway, whatever. Head on over there and pick that up.
Yeah.
So we talked about this before we went live. I've been drinking a gallon of water a day.
Oh my God. I started doing that last year, and I told you you're going to feel like a pregnant woman and have to pee every 2 hours.
I've been having to. So I haven't had to go yet. It's like 15 minutes into the show. But it's pretty cool that it has like this motivation.
I have the same thing. It cheers me on. It's great.
So what time is it now? It's 1:15. I'm already up to the 3 o'clock. Actually, I'm about the 2 o'clock mark here.
Okay.
That's a lot of freaking water.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah. So I'm on like day 4, just water, no caffeine. It's going pretty good.
It's so nice though.
But I do feel like I have to explode every 2 seconds. But, also, now that we have this little soundboard here.
Happy birthday!
It is Michael Conforto's birthday today.
Woo-hoo!
Maybe if you're watching live, you want to throw a little like birthday cake emoji here in the chat. Conforto is 28 years old, and
Crazy. This is his what?
He's been up
seventh
since 2015.
year?
He got sent down in 16.
Did he?
For a
I
little
don't
bit.
remember that.
Yeah, he got sent down to the minors for a little bit, but he was in the World Series. in
Right.
15.
I just think of it. He was World Series has been here ever since.
But I was thinking about it too. Like, you're obviously, we talk about this all the time. You're younger than me, but Pete Crow Armstrong,
I know.
outfield prospect, is 18 years old.
I mean, that's like a baby to me.
Well, I could be his dad. Yeah. Like, realistically, I could be his dad.
He's so little.
But it got me thinking, like, who's the old guy on the team now? And it's Cookie Carrasco.
I know.
Who is going to be, I wrote it down, he's going to be 34 on March 21st.
That's not even old.
Yeah, but he's the oldest
I know.
guy on the active roster.
Which is amazing, because wasn't it a couple years ago we had like the oldest team in baseball?
We had Bartolo.
Colon. I remember maybe it was a while back.
Dyer.
And like 2012, we had, what was his name? Miguel Batista. It was like super old. Like I remember we had a super old bullpen, and like I think we had like the oldest team in baseball. So times are changing.
So to be
It's great.
34, and DeGrom's up there. DeGrom's like 33. I know. Because he got a late starting pitching too.
He wasn't like a top prospect. He wasn't supposed to be like this, first round draft pick, come up, whatever. But it worked out.
Yeah. So listen, like we talked about, we could go through like a whole hours and hours of what happened this offseason to nauseum. But we talked about it, and I wanted to see if you can come up with a little breakdown of what went down this offseason and kind of condense it.
I tried.
So let's see if you could fire that off.
I made it fun. I made it educational. It's the ABCs of what the Mets did this offseason.
Let's hear it.
Okay, A is for a lot of shit. So listen. B is for Brody, who got fired the second Steve Cohen took over. This is not in chronological order, by the way. It's alphabetical. C is for Canada, which is where Steven Matz lives now. D is for Davis, as in JD, who is our current starting third baseman, which is something. Conforto. E is for engaged, if we're talking Michael Conforto, although I really wish E would have been for extension, but I digress. F is for Francisco Lindor, who is actually our shortstop now. G is for GameStop, who indirectly made Steve Cohen temporarily quit Twitter for a little bit. H is for hello, Jerry, because Jerry Blevins signed a minor league deal, is back with the Mets. I is for I can't believe we're still talking about black jerseys.
Yeah.
J is for Jared Porter, who was our GM for about 62 unanswered minutes. K is for Khalil Lee, a new top prospect who the Mets acquired in a 3-team trade from the Royals. L is for lots of pitching, including Trevor May, Joey Lucchesi, and I think I said that right. It's the Italian pronunciation, right? Lucchesi? We'll figure it out. Jordan Yamamoto, to name a few. M is for McCann, our new catcher. N is for 99 miles per hour, which is what Jacob deGrom came out throwing his first live BP of camp, which is just insane. O is for Ohio, which is where Ahmed Rosario and Andres Gimenez play now. P is for postseason odds, which the Mets currently rank as the 4th most likely team to make the playoffs in all of baseball, which is awesome. Q is for qualifying offer, which lucky for us, Marcus Stroman accepted and also gave me something to use the letter Q for. R is for real life, which is what Pete Alonso quit social media to focus on. S is for Seaver Vineyards, which is where Taiwan Walker chose to get his celebratory bottle of wine from when he signed with the Mets, which we loved. T is for Trevor Bauer, who thank God did not sign here. He is with the Dodgers. That was a great use of that. That was awesome. U is for unsolicited text messages, something Mets personnel have apparently sent a lot of. I can't. Okay. I gotta rein it in. V is for vaccine, which is the very valid reason that the extremely immunocompromised cancer survivor Carlos Carrasco was late to camp, so all is forgiven. W is for wins, which the Mets are projected to have 95.9 of this season. 95.5. I'm sorry, not that it matters. Same thing. X is for Xavier and 80 because I could not think of anything else, and it made me wonder how he was doing. Y is for you may or may not be able to go into the stadium to watch a game this year. We'll see. And Z is for Zach Scott, who, don't blink, is currently our GM. And now you know your ABCs. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
I love the soundboard. I absolutely love the soundboard.
That was great, Julia.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you brought up Michael Conforto and the extension and the engagement. Sandy came out today. I think he was like I don't know if it was like streaming live on SNY or whatever, but he met with the press and they had a lot of questions for him. And he did mention that he is going to try to extend Conforto, Lindor, and Noah.
Oh, awesome.
Like now.
But
Like
before
now.
the season starts.
Yeah, because if it drags on, Lindor came out and said he does not want to have discussions during the season, which I understand. They want to focus. And
absolutely.
The same reason like Pete deleted his social media. I'm sure he just wants to like
focus
get
on baseball.
on with it,
Yeah.
So that came out this morning. So I was looking it up. I'm sure you heard. But when Tatis Jr. got his extension, 14 years, $340 million, he only played like 60 games. Or
I
something
know.
Like that. He played last season and a little bit of the season before, but like that's like pretty small sample to decide that you're going to give this guy that much money.
An incredible talent, but like, God forbid he gets injured or something.
Year's
like
tough though, because you're playing against only your division.
Right.
Again, he has an incredible talent.
Right.
He's got like a lot of swag. I love that. I love that.
He's so fun and he's great for the game. And I'm all about it.
Totally.
But yeah.
But that's a big chunk.
That's a scary number.
So it was the third largest extension in MLB history. Number one being Mookie Betts, 12 years, $365 million. Number two, Mike Trout, 10 years, $360 million. And Trout put in like so much work to get to that point. To get that extension.
I know. He was around for a while before he got that.
Tatis kind of like a little blip on the radar, and he's already getting paid, which is great for him.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they work that out. I mean, Lindor, like people keep asking, like maybe there's some comments about it too. Every time I write about like, oh, we got some new stuff coming out. Shout out tomorrow. We got a whole bunch of stuff come on in the site. When are we making Lindor stuff? And not that I don't want to,
right?
But player stuff, I understand. We could sell a bunch of Lindor shirts right now, but when we stock our shelves, like let's say those sell out and we restock, and then they're sitting on the shelves, and then they collect dust. He doesn't sign an extension, and he's out of here in a year. Yeah, they're we
all got to get our money's worth here.
Yeah. So I'd love to see an extension, and the second that happens, then of course we would drop some Lindor stuff, because the guy so far has been above and beyond, like phenomenal.
I know
the way he's been with like the other players. He's like an extra coach.
And he's just so gung ho Mets. Like he's all about like. We all know he dyed his hair blue. We can't stop talking about it.
I hate it. I hate hearing that.
I know.
I wrote the other day like Lindor's blue hair. Like,
it's like hearing Mike Baxter from Whitestone,
or like.
Kirk Nice played
Steven
football.
Matz lives on Long Island, or Conforto was in the League World Series. It's like everyone has to write like, oh, do you know that Lindor has blue hair? Like, yeah.
But I do applaud that he dyed his hair blue. It shows enthusiasm. What was it? The Coming to America jacket that he was wearing is awesome. Like I love it.
He's got his sneakers coming out, Lindor ones.
Yeah, I mean he's showing every possible interest in like, please resign me. Let's talk. I'm interested.
Yeah. Totally.
So hopefully that gets done soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope it happens. I mean, the guy's obviously a tremendous talent, and he definitely can shine on the big stage too. It's like he had a lot of big moments. He played very well out there in Cleveland. So we'll see what happens. But as far as the merch is concerned, I'm not really sure about merch yet, but we will see. So shout us out in the comments if you want to contribute a little bit towards the show. We are also doing like our weekly share contest. So share the show, and we will pick some people out next week to win some stuff. We're also going to do a couple rounds of Big Apple trivia in a little bit. So if you want to do that, the way that's going to happen is straight through the comments. So I understand that like Julia says this on Big Apple trivia, everyone's stream is slightly different. So like I'm seeing Patrick comment right now, and Nancy and Matthew, like they might not see it the same way.
And we also have the comments across different platforms.
Right.
All of the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter comments we're seeing in one feed.
Spot.
So you cannot judge by what you see of who won, because we're seeing.
We're not lying to you, basically.
No, I never am. Why? What interest do I have in lying to the people? But so if you guys watch Big Apple Trivia, these questions are going to be like when we did the between innings question, where I basically just ask a question.
Let's do it now.
You answer it. Awesome. I'm so excited. These questions are all specifically off-season themed. So Darren, I'm already over.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, guys. So the first question I mentioned, we signed Trevor May. So Trevor May had a brief side career as a DJ before baseball. What was his full DJ name? It's incredible. Do you have the answer? Do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer, but first person to correctly answer in the comments. Oh, yeah, because you can't see the comments.
Yeah,
that would help. Do you want to say it again?
I will read the question again. I can't remember. Trevor May had a brief side career as a DJ before baseball. What was his full DJ name?
This might be a hard one. Is this a hard one?
There's video of it on YouTube.
What was it again? Hold on.
It's an incredible name.
And does spelling count?
If not enough people are getting it, no.
All right,
but usually it does.
All right, so here's the winner.
Okay.
He wrote DJ Hey Beef, but H-A-Y, but it's H-E-Y, but it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
So that is, I'll rewind this and reach out to you a little bit later. T_struck_wonder.
Woohoo!
I will hit you up later. That was coming in from Periscope. So shout out to you.
Awesome. Yeah, Trevor May, you can look it up.
Oh, wait,
it's
hold
on
on.
YouTube.
All right, go ahead.
It's on YouTube. If you search Trevor May DJ Hey Beef, you will find incredible footage of him DJing as DJ Hey Beef.
Oh, and the winners today got a $10 gift card. So that's what you're going to get.
Yes, standard bat rewards. Are we going on to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this one will be easier. You can literally just guess and maybe you'll get it right. But here we go. Who had the longer tenure? Carlos Beltran as Mets manager or Jared Porter as Mets GM? Who do you think? It's one or the two. First name, last name spelled correctly because it's so easy.
Just want to double check.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, so Beltran is the correct answer. Again on Twitter, or Periscope, EJ_Sullivan11. Congrats to you.
Woohoo! I think that person played trivia on if their Instagram name is the same, it sounds familiar. But yeah, Carlos Beltran was our manager for 76 days. Jared Porter was our GM for 36 days. He lasted just over a month, so that's sad. All right, guys, last one. This is a little more recent. What two things did Noah Syndergaard tell Trevor Bauer to meet him at the bottom with in their Twitter fight last week? You can go on Noah's Twitter and find the answer.
I think it's funny that right after that Twitter fight or whatever that was, that's when Pete like deactivated.
Yeah.
It's like I had enough.
They were just
he's over it.
I don't know. It was amazing. Noah clearly won that whole thing. But if you didn't know,
whoever runs Noah's Twitter.
Exactly. Exactly. But basically how it got there was Trevor was just being a child about an innocent joke Noah made. And then Noah posted a GIF that said, keep digging of like whatever. And Trevor was like, I'll meet you at the bottom. Do you have an answer? And
you do. It is Patrick Piccioni.
Okay.
Picconi, I don't know. His drone and a mixtape was the correct answer. So I will contact these three winners right after the stream and you'll get a $10
perfect
gift card.
Yeah. If you don't know, Trevor Bauer is very into himself and his content, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But he always has like a drone. He's always recording everything. And he is another person who had a previous music career and another life.
I can't even imagine.
Yo, it's awful. Have you heard
it?
I
never heard it.
I cannot. I don't know. I sincerely don't know if it was intended to be serious or not because it is so cringy. I cannot sit through more than 5 seconds of it. It's painful. It's painful. Look it up if you feel like torturing yourself today. Trevor Bauer music. I'm sure you could find it on Twitter somewhere. It's awful. But
yeah, I don't know if I want to hear that.
No, it's really bad. And it just made me like, and I heard it like when he was still free agent, whatever, and like everything Trevor Bauer aside, it just made me not want him so much more. I was like, I cannot have this person on my team. It's so bad.
So let me ask you, we'll go back to the Pete Alonso stuff.
Yeah.
Could you picture yourself deleting social media? Like, could you picture yourself deleting your account?
Okay. 100%. So I took a Twitter break for a while last year. I was gone for maybe like 6 or 7 months. The only reason the only reason I stay with Twitter is because, I mean, I don't read newspapers. It's how I get my news. It's how I know what's going on in the world, with baseball, whatever.
Instant.
Yeah. Facebook and Instagram, I would love to be able to delete, but I get like all my publicity for my business that I run is like, I don't pay advertising. I do Facebook mom groups. That's where I own a dog sitting and walking business for those who don't know. And all of my business just comes through like Facebook mom groups, the Instagram page, whatever. So I need to have accounts there.
Yeah.
2 election seasons ago, I would have been off Facebook if I had the choice. But yeah, I don't know. Twitter is kind of what keeps me in the loop of things. I don't know. I could maybe just like lurk and not
maybe
post.
Like an egg account.
Yeah. But
like
I don't know.
Rose did for like 3 years.
Yeah. I also just feel like nowadays it's like, I don't know. It's how you just stay, especially now, it's how you stay in touch with people. We can't see people as much as we'd like to. It's just how you know what's going on. So, but if I'm Pete Alonso and my full-time job is baseball and I'm surrounded by my team already, he's down there. It's not like he needs to keep in touch with people. Who needs that noise?
Right,
I don't. So
I mean, I can never delete, obviously, the 7-line accounts, but like...
Same thing. It's for business purposes. You can't do it.
My personal life, I could see myself doing it. I bet you if Kelly is definitely watching this right now. She's like, absolutely not. You couldn't. But I think deleting my personal ones, like I don't do much on Facebook either, but you have to have it for...
Right, just to log in. Yeah.
And, Instagram, whatever, like shit like that. But I think it's a little weird, though, for Pete. I understand why he did it. You know, he just wants to focus. Or I think that's what he said. Like, I want to live in real life. But like, he's got the foundation and stuff. So I feel like not having his main account might hurt the amount of like publicity he can get for his foundation because he's like retweeting it and sharing stuff. So Homers for Heroes, you know, does great things. So, you know, maybe he'll come back in the off season next year. I don't know.
I mean, it's also, he can enlist the help of the Mets official accounts to like help promote that kind of stuff and get around it that way. But I get it. Like, I agree. If you run a business or any kind of thing where like you need to promote something, it's very hard to completely detach yourself from social media because that's where you're doing most, if not all of it. So
great comment just came in from Facebook. I stay on Facebook just for the show.
Wow.
Well, how about that?
That's
Aria. That's Aria.
I don't know if that's true or he just wanted to see his mug there on our screen here.
But that is so nice.
But that is nice. Thanks for the shout. That's awesome. So I'm sure you've seen it because you're locked in on the internet and obviously you're a big part of the brand now, but we are in the search of content creators and that's like not a position that's ever going to like go away. It's like there is no deadline.
Just impress us, do something
doing
funny
and cool. And you know, we've been sharing some videos and you know, Ricky Diffendale, he's a teacher. So he's been doing like the remote learning stuff. He lives out in, I think he lives in like the Rockaway area. It ends up that we both had the same wedding DJ, like DJ Teddy from McFadden's was his wedding DJ also.
Oh, that's so funny.
So we have a lot in common and we've been sharing a lot of his like videos and stuff like that he's been doing, like his songs. And so the content call, like creator call went out on the internet. I got hundreds of people to reply. And you might be surprised or maybe not, like a lot of them were so like cookie cutter, like the same exact blog post about Trevor Bauer, the same exact video about why we shouldn't, like why they're happy we didn't get Springer. Like nothing really like stood out that much. You know, and I'm not shitting on it. Like I appreciate the effort and time people put into it. It's very
hard. And that's what I always tell you when you always ask me to do things. And my first response to anything is, I don't want to do something that everyone else is already doing, that I bring no unique perspective to. Because, I mean, especially with like blog posts and stuff, like if it's just like talking about, you know, a player transaction that just happened, like I don't have anything unique to add to that other than like my feelings, which are very similar to pretty much everyone else's. So and that's why I'm kind of glad you're branching out to more professional people in that aspect, because I feel like at least people with like journalism degrees or like any kind of sources or anything, like it's just
it's as important to always have that though, you know, like I have zero experience in any of this shit. I know. Like, kind of just, I'm not that I'm a great blogger or anything, but like kind of just learn it. And just like some things you can't be taught. And you know, anyway, so Ricky's been, you know what's crazy about Ricky? He's a big Rangers fan. And he won a contest to be hired by MSG as like a fan, some kind of like fan ambassador. I'm totally screwing up the name of whatever it was.
No way.
So he gets hired. His first day on the job, like the whole thing with Corona happened, and he only got to work one day, and then like that was it. MSG was closed. So like he got the job. They went through the whole casting call.
That was exactly my face when Darren told me.
That
MSG
is
put a
so
video
sad
out about it with like the process of hiring him, and then like
he got his dream job for a day.
That's so unfair. When, God, fingers crossed things go back to normal. Are they going to like bring him back, or is that one of those things that just gets cut in COVID protocol?
I think it was through like Pepsi or something. It was like a sponsored like contest.
That is so cool.
But
that sucks.
Then he came to us, and I was like, "Wow, this is cool.
Give him whatever he wants." Now I feel bad.
He came and
give him whatever he wants.
I was like, "You ever write a Mets song?" He's like, "Yeah, not yet." And then like a half hour later, he had a Trevor Bauer song.
See,
like,
that's talent. I can't do that.
And he was wearing his tie and his button up because he was clearly doing like remote learning at home. And he took a break to do the song, went back to teach the kids. I'm like, this guy's great.
That's awesome.
So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up now is he wrote a song about the off season that we're going to play right now. So this is Mr.
My ABC's his competition.
Ricky Diffendale.
This is obviously going to be better. Go, Ricky.
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. The Steve Cohen era is underway, and he's been busy during this offseason. And with the help of Sandy A, they built a team that you gotta believe in. We added McCann and Francisco Lindor, Trevor May and Aaron Lou, Robert Almora, Kevin Pillar. Welcome the additions to this core group of Jeff McNeil, J.D. Davis, Michael Conforto, and then Sugar to save it, Pete, Tom, Jacob DeGrom, and at least it's on. This season, the New York Mets are for real. They got World Series dreams to pursue. We'll be rocking at Citi Field. What a time to rep the orange and blue.
have something to prove, and Noah's working to get back on the mound. And as conditions in this country improve, the 7-line army might invade your town. We got Taiwan Walker, Cookie Carrasco, and finally seen the end of the Tebow fiasco. The paragon of Gary, Keith, and Ron. Hey, MLB, it's on this season. The New York Mets are for real. They got World Series dreams to pursue. We'll be rocking at Citi Field. What a time to rep the orange and blue. The New York Mets are for real. They got World Series dreams to pursue. We'll be rocking at Citi Field. What a time to rep the orange and blue. What a time to rep the orange and blue. What a time to rep the orange and blue. LFGM. Let's go.
Excellent.
So I could not hear any of that, but I totally know that he said LFGM at the end of that. It was so animated. But Lizzie could hear it, and judging by how entertained she was, I'm willing to bet it was better than my ABCs. Good job, Ricky.
Yeah, we got a comment here from Brian Shoemaker. More talented than the Beatles. This mother trucker is amazing. From Jeremy. Are we playing What's in the Box? No. Some people always want like free stuff. No, we're not doing What's in the Box today. Maybe we'll do it sometime soon.
Oh my God.
But I got some claps here. Some way to go, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky.
Hire him.
If we ever bring back Big Apple Trivia in full, he needs to make me a theme song. That's my request. But
Definitely.
We'll see.
Tim Riley checks in. Goddamn, Ricky, get this man a custom guitar strap. Straight fire. What a time to rep. Oh, that's Lizzie. What a time to rep the orange and blue. So a lot of comments coming through. Yeah, whatever reason, like the way that we're running this show now through this new platform with the whole streaming jive stuff on the side, we can't hear the video.
Yeah.
I heard it prior.
Right.
And Ricky's been great. So keep it up, Ricky. He has total, like, I don't know if you know about this band, or it's even just one guy, like Dashboard Confessional.
Oh my God, yes. Kara's obsessed with them, I'm pretty sure. I might have made that up, but it just sounds like a band she
emo-ish voice. And Ricky's totally talented. So I want to use him more like when we get back to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Do stuff in person. That's the same thing I was saying with a lot of people who were like sending in videos. Like, where do you live?
Well, that's
see the video of that Tony Metro guy.
Oh yeah.
And
He's been tagging us and things, right?
He did. No, that's this Al guy. This guy, Tony Metro, he put up a video last week, I think, about like things Mets fans say.
Oh,
and,
that's funny. I have to
like
look at that.
Tall hair, kind of wearing like a blue
I
jersey.
didn't see it, but that sounds funny.
But it was great. And he actually applied or, send in the video and a blog post. And I think like Starting 9 retweeted it and whatever. It made its rounds. It got like a lot of views on Twitter. And I reached back out to him like, well, where do you live? And he said he lives in LA, which doesn't necessarily stop you from doing cool stuff like Ricky's doing. But like, I'm thinking I'm over
remote stuff,
remote things.
Yeah.
Like we could easily do the show remote if we had to. We talked about it. We might do a couple remote shows later on in the year. But as far as like what we do, I love in-person stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you and I were doing this right now on like FaceTime, it's not the same.
It's not the same flow. I don't get to see Lizzie, and it's just not as good.
I don't get to see reaction after like a button or something. So like
you're gonna get it taken away. You can't be trusted.
I got so many good ones in here that like classic. So anyway, that's the long story short with the bloggers and the content guys. Like, I'm not saying that you can't work for us if you live in Australia, but it makes more sense if you live somewhere close to Queens.
We were even saying like my original idea for Big Apple Trivia, I wanted that to be an in-person, like at a tailgate before a game, just going up to people and like
beer money kind of.
Yeah, kind of like beer money and just putting it together after the fact. Didn't necessarily have to be a live thing. And I just think like that would be so much more fun, one, for people to participate in, two, probably to watch after the fact. I feel like Big Apple Trivia probably wasn't super fun to watch not live because you couldn't see the comments, which was such a big part of it. Whereas like this, I think would be more fun to watch and also participate in live. So I agree. Once we can safely get back to the ballpark and do things like that, I think that will open up a lot of doors for a lot of content creators, for you, for everyone. So.
Well, like she doesn't want me to talk about, I'm not getting any younger. So, I've been doing this. Can you believe this is season 13?
No.
The 7 line started in 2009.
No
This is about to be
way.
baseball season 13, not 13 years, but 13th season, 12 years, I
That's
guess,
crazy.
of doing the 7 line.
You are old.
I'm
I'm old.
I'm getting, like that. Remember that face app that
Yeah.
that make you look old? I didn't even make me change that much. I was like, I use them. Oh, I look the same. Whatever. I don't have gray hair yet. I have a couple, but I mean, it's thin in the front, but whatever.
Right.
I'm getting older, whatever. So
Fine.
let's say 10 more years or 15 more years. I'm going to be fucking 50 years old in 10 years.
Crazy.
How long
Waving
can,
flags at baseball games,
No,
throwing out your
I'm not
back.
trying to retire. I'm not trying to sell the business or anything, but
No.
we need some youth.
I know. I agree.
So I shared a video today of this kid. He's a senior in high school. He was talking about like the linchpin of the season could be like Louis Skiormi. Like he
Yeah.
could play everywhere. He's like the Joe McEwing of
Right.
the team, and he's a senior in high school. So it's like,
that's awesome.
we need more of that.
Yeah.
Gianna,
I
applied.
love Gianna. Did she?
she applied,
Oh, we got to
but
get
I don't
Gianna
know what
in
to
here.
do with her
She's
yet.
awesome. So that's why
She's
I feel
16.
like
we
we can talk about this right here.
You be in charge.
I could be in charge of the youths.
until Amelia's
But
ready.
yeah. But I think like you should have more, I guess, like, not that what you do isn't targeted towards younger people.
It's not, though.
but I also know, like, for a long time, and I guess I still technically am, I was one of the younger people who hung out with the 7 line. I started hanging out with you guys when I was like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, where it's like most of my friends are a good 5 to 10 years older than me, just because, like, whatever. But I think it's good to, if you want to, which it is, it's a family friendly kind of thing. There's that weird gap of like teenage to young 20s that it's like kind of.
Well, it's also expensive. Like
It's expensive.
It's tough to go to a baseball game when you're a kid.
I also was afraid to drive on the Grand Central Parkway until I was 20 years old. So like it was hard to get to games, but like there could be like that middle in between, like you're not like a kid where you want your parents to bring you to games all the time, but you're also not totally an adult and whatever. And
you also need friends that are also able to do it as well. So it's
yeah.
like, it's tough to put yourself out there, go to a game by yourself.
Right.
Danny, who worked here for a little bit, used to go to the games a lot with his dad.
Right.
And, he worked for us for a while. Now he's in college, but like he wants to get back in the mix. And I was like, Danny, listen, like when you're back around, I'll find something for you to do.
Yeah.
I liked having him around too, because he was like younger, and I'd be like, would kids wear this? Like, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah,
Are
is
you gonna
this
wear
hip?
this sweatshirt? And I valued his opinion.
Right.
He's always getting the fresh cut, so I knew like he had somewhat of a style at school.
Yeah.
But Gianna, I didn't reply
Shout
to her yet,
outs to
so
Danny.
I'm sorry.
Gianna, we love you. We'll find something for you. I will personally
Julia
find
now
something
just
for
made
you.
herself in charge of the youth of the
youths of
next
the 7 line.
generation. Because Amelia has she's only 5, and like obviously she's at
Oh
the
my
point-
God. So let's talk about sports day for Amelia. She broke your heart a little bit.
Yeah, she didn't wear Mets stuff.
Oh.
She tells me she doesn't like the Mets on purpose.
Yeah, to annoy you. Oh,
Just to get me mad.
I love it. God help you when this kid's a teenager. She
knows
already
you.
knows how to piss
She
you
already
off.
knows you.
But she's also telling people at school that I own the Mets. She's
Oh,
like, my dad owns the Mets. Like, no, I don't. Like, it's t-shirts. Like, I make Mets t-shirts.
One day she'll say that and it's true.
It's in the Twitter bio. So it's going to happen. It says one day eventual owner.
One
of the
day
Mets.
it'll happen.
But yeah, we'll see. I want her to have her own path, but if she does get older, she's going to get older, but if she
Right.
gets to the point where like she wants to be in this business, then
Yeah.
clearly like the keys are hers,
Right.
but we'll see. Again, not getting any younger. So we'll see. The 7 Line Youth Center. I'm reading some comments here. Definitely share the show if you're watching live. Julia's now in charge of all the future
The
kids.
youths,
Maybe just not as much cursing if you're around like
Oh,
little
fuck.
kids.
Maybe I'm not the right person for this job.
If you got any questions
that was
for
quick.
us,
Yeah.
fire them off in the comments. Again, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're listening afterwards as a podcast, we appreciate that as well. Definitely hit the subscribe button. We're going to do episodes each week. I think we're doing Mondays for the foreseeable
Mondays.
future.
Yeah.
Kind of like kick the week off with us and, recap whatever happens over the weekend, which is
Right.
pretty cool. And anyway, share the show. We're going to give away some free stuff. Again,
Woohoo.
those Big Apple trivia winners, I'll hit you up after the show as well. Definitely share it and get involved. We appreciate it. So what else is new?
Or
Walking dogs, hanging out.
Yeah, my business. I'm very proud of this. This is probably the
Did you
most
win
thing.
an award?
Yes, we.
Oh, hold on.
Thank you. We were voted best on Long Island, best dog walker.
Yeah.
Best on Long Island right here.
Oh my goodness. I am very happy about that. That could not have come at a better time, as you can imagine. A business that revolves around people leaving the house to go to work and going away on vacations didn't do too hot in a pandemic year or so. But I've already gotten lots of business from that, so it's really, really nice. So yeah, I have just been walking dogs. Me and Lizzie were talking about we're trying to intermittent fast, and I'm hungry. So it is my eating window, so I'm gonna go get something to eat after
hours. How many hours are you supposed to
I'm doing fasting 18 hours. So I'm trying to eat
That's
between
crazy.
12 to 6, 12:30 to 6:30 around there.
Yeah. So your eating window should be, like 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them is your fasting.
You
hours.
drink water, you drink as much water as
We
you
eat
want.
so damn early.
I know.
I feel like when we go out to dinner, we're like 90 years old. Because like we'll go out to a restaurant now. Like, granted, we don't want it to be a busy place,
Right.
but like we'll show up somewhere like we're the only ones there. We're like, yeah, we go out at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You go for the senior special
Yeah, we have
discount.
the early bird special. So I feel like we intermittent fast anyway, without
Right.
even knowing it because we eat so damn
Well,
early.
that's I was telling Lizzie before. My routine these days is I wake up, I try to work out first thing in the morning, and I don't eat before I work out anyway because that would be a nightmare. And then I immediately shower, I go out, I walk dogs. So it's not like I'm sitting
You get a lot of
down.
steps in too, 'cause you're walking
Yeah,
dogs all day,
yeah.
right?
And it's not like I'm sitting down thinking about how hungry I am. It's like I'm actively doing things. I don't even have really the time to sit down and eat a meal. I always just kind of take snacks with me. It's just a matter of, okay, don't eat your snacks until 12, which
Do you
It's not that
have an
hard.
Apple Watch?
I don't. I have
Oh.
a Fitbit, but I lost the charger. So
Oh.
I haven't been able to wear
Your
it.
protege just chimed in on Periscope. Gianna, oh my God, I would love to work for you guys. So
Gia!
now that's your job. Your extra job on your plate is to just find a job for her now.
I will figure it out. Gianna will talk. We'll figure it out.
So we do have some stuff coming out tomorrow, but I want to mention something cool that was announced this morning. Well, this was something from Howie Rose a while ago, but Howie, I was listening. He had a show on Sundays for a little bit with Susan Waldman
right? Yeah.
on The Fan, and someone had called in about Seaver. And Howie said, this is kind of old news now, but I wanted to mention it. The Mets and the Seaver family are working together on the statue and celebration. The statue will be ready to go soon, if not already, but they're probably going to unveil it after the All-Star break when more fans can go to the ballpark.
Right.
Because they don't want to. I mean, they could do it certainly where it would be special, but they want more fans to be around
Yeah.
to really experience it with the Seaver family. So
Yeah.
that's what's going on with that. But they announced this morning, actually, when people got to look at the jerseys they were going to wear for the game. They are wearing a 41 patch on the sleeve this year.
I like
they had one
that.
last year too, but
It was
a black.
black. It
version.
was like a mourning one. Howie said it perfectly. It was like the black one was appropriate at the time. It was like to mourn him, and this is more like a celebration of his life and legacy. So I love it.
right.
Exactly.
I got a picture of it here. Let me pull it up. So yeah, they're going to be wearing that on their jerseys this year. And I know
Yeah.
that a lot of times when they do these special patches, they also offer them up for sale sometimes.
Right.
So, and the profits go to charity and so on and so forth. So look for that. Here's a look at it if you didn't see it yet. Very cool.
I was also so curious. I was thinking about it this morning. Last year, they were supposed to have a jersey retirement ceremony for Jerry Koosman. And I wonder if they're going to try and do that this year or just keep waiting until they can actually have people in the stands. Because, that's such a, you're doing that. You're bringing back such, this beloved figure in Mets history to, an empty stadium. That's so, I feel like that defeats the purpose of a retirement ceremony.
Yeah.
So I wonder what they're going to, have they said, and you heard anything?
I
They
haven't
said
heard
anything?
shit.
I haven't
mean,
heard anything.
who knows if we're even going to be there
I
in
know.
38 days.
I know.
We talked about it. You have tickets with your dad.
It's my thing with my dad. This would be, I'm including last year was 9 years because
No
our
one got to go
cutouts
last
were
year.
there.
Yeah.
We were there. So we go every single year. This will be 10 years in a row. So my whole thing is I have tickets.
When did you buy them though? Because if they do a first come first serve,
I bought them back in November. I bought them for Christmas.
right when they went up. Probably.
Yeah, basically. I was like, let me do this while there's still relatively affordable seats in nice areas. So I'm not going to be with the 7 line, but I'm the next section over in the second row. So they're great seats. I don't know if we'll be able to go, but my whole thing is I either want me and my dad to be able to go, which if they're going to do some people are allowed and some aren't. I doubt we will. They'll probably do season ticket holders because that's just the fairest way to do a game like opening day. So we probably wouldn't get in there. But I will be so pissed if it's against it wasn't even our fault. We can't continue our streak. That's just every year we do it. And it's I would rather they say no fans are allowed opening day. Rest of the season, fine. Opening day, no one is there.
You know that they're going to let fans.
I know.
Because, New Jersey came out last week. I was listening to Moose and Maggie, and the governor was on, and I guess it started today. I think that they're allowed to start allowing fans in their venues.
Yeah.
So
MSG, I think, had fans the other
but there was
night.
this Jersey. New Jersey's rule was
your
different.
Jersey,
So New
right.
Jersey started he was on, and he said something about if the venue holds 5,000 or more, they could do 10,000 capacity indoors,
Mhm.
so 500,
Right.
or 15% in an outdoor venue, so like college football or whatever it
Okay.
may be. So I'm thinking that's now.
Right.
Opening day is 38 days away. If that jumps up to like 20% or 25%,
Well,
whatever,
you
Citi Field holds
also-
like 40 something thousand.
You also have to hope that allowing these people into fans and these great numbers don't cause numbers to rise in corona cases. Like, it's all dependent on how responsible can the people be once in the building. I saw yesterday they showed pictures of people at Yankee spring training games like walking around with no masks on, and it's like you're gonna
Tampa.
ruin it for everyone else.
Tampa, I told you.
I get it. And Florida's like a different freaking world down there. They literally don't care. But like, if you want this to continue, I know it's annoying, but my God, just follow the rules. Don't ruin it for everyone else. Would you rather sit in a stadium with a mask on and sit on your couch? And if you'd rather sit on your couch, then sit on your couch.
Then stay there.
Like, don't ruin it for everyone else. It's
Mhm.
that is why I fear what baseball will look like a month from now, what it'll look like by October, because we haven't regularly had fans in stadiums. We had like a few playoff games, which I heard there was not a lot of spikes in cases, but a lot of those people that were at those games, I'm pretty sure were like vaccinated healthcare workers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. Fingers crossed people can be responsible, but we're talking about drunk people at baseball stadiums. So my hopes are like,
Responsibly.
yeah, responsibly.
So we'll see.
My
I mean,
expectations are very low.
38 days away. I mean, like I said before, we have over 602 members, and our section normally holds 859.
Yeah.
So let's say let's round it up to 900 or 1,000, whatever.
Right.
They say 20%, 200 people, less than 200 of us can go. So that's why we talk to the fans about the renewal process. I'm like, listen,
Mhm.
if it has to be done this way, it's probably going to be first come, first serve. So if you wait until like the last possible day to renew on January 8th, you're probably not going to get to go unless they hit capacity.
I'm trying to think of like what
It's a lot of logistics for the team,
Yeah.
and I don't envy them at all, because there's going to be a lot to figure out. And now
they're
we're
gonna
like
owe a
month
lot
away.
of people a lot of money.
Credits. It's gonna be credits.
That's
you
what
know?
it's gonna be.
That's just the way it's going to happen. So,
Sucks.
again, looking in the comments here, we're coming up on an hour. I talked to Julia about this. We used to kind of do our shows where we would stop on an hour just so we could upload to Instagram.
Mhm.
And I think we should kind of do that again today, because we kind of we ran through our whole
We
sheet
got
here.
through everything. We're
And
good.
then it can get uploaded to Instagram. But we'll see. So we're not going to cut it short yet. A couple more comments here, and I want to talk and chill a little bit about tomorrow's drops. But vaccinated healthcare workers commenting in the chat. Appreciate all you do.
Oh.
Why wouldn't they space us out? Well, they don't appreciate us. We appreciate them.
Well, no, I know. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I'm glad that they're there.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
watching.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's the story for opening day. As soon as I have information, though, I'll be sure to let people know, because they got to like get time in.
Yeah,
time off
we're
of
we're
work and-
getting down to it here.
Yeah, 38 days. So oops, here we go. So tomorrow we have some stuff hitting the site. For a lot of people, this might not be new products, depending on how long you've been rolling with the 7 line. But the Mets fans have more fun. Design's been popular for a while, but this is gonna be the first time it's on black.
Looks really.
So if you're not
nice on
watching the
black.
live stream and you're listening afterwards, go to the site. I'm wearing it today, and I'm also showing these off right now. So you're listening afterwards, you don't know what I'm talking about. But so the on deck circle on the site has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, some new favorites, some old favorites, and it's funny because some of these designs have been up for like 7 years and they consistently sell out. So
Yeah.
the reason why we keep restocking them is because they keep selling. So hit the site tomorrow if you happen to miss out, and all the stuff's in stock and we will ship it immediately. So definitely get excited about the season and pick something up. And yeah, we'll get it out as soon as we possibly can.
Oh, I also want to say, I finally, for those who didn't hear when me and Darren were doing our test run chat the other day, if you won money on the last episode of Big Apple Trivia, you probably did not receive your codes until like today. That being, that is completely my fault. Darren had sent me the codes, and as I was sitting, this is back in like the end of October, and as I was sitting down to send them out, my mom called me and told me that my grandma needed emergency open heart surgery, was being taken to the hospital as we speak. I got very distracted. Grandma is fine, knock on wood. She's totally fine, but I completely forgot, never got back to it, finally did it. So there was one thing though, I saw you gave me a code and I asked you for a code for a $50 gift card, and I went back and watched the show because I didn't have the name of a $50 winner. And I went back and watched the last show, and I don't think there was. But if I owe someone $50, please tell me. Don't lie to me.
Everyone's gonna
Don't lie to me. But if you, and I can find the proof of it somewhere on video footage. let me know, because I don't want someone to not get the money that they won, and that's $50. That's a big one. But
yeah, now people are going to be DMing you. Like,
no,
"Oh,
I will be
nice."
like, you should link me to the show, tell me what minute to go to, and I will absolutely send you $50.
Well, Julia, I'm happy to be back.
Me too.
Hope you are too. Hopefully we have games to go to soon. And I know the opener is tomorrow. So if you're going tomorrow, have fun, be safe, have a good time out there in Port St. Lucie. If you happen to go to Hop Life afterwards, the brewery up the street, tell them I said hello. I love that place.
Or Good Times.
Have you gone to Hop Life?
No, I go to Good Times.
Good Times is that place.
Good
is
Times is
something
where you
else.
go for bad times.
Good Times is like the Duffy's closes and like I guess there's nothing else.
There's
to do
nowhere
now.
else to go. You just stumble into Good Times, and it's just like the alcoholic seniors of Port St. Lucie. It's
awesome.
So much fun.
I'm kind of against bars and strip malls.
Okay.
I'm not really into strip mall bars.
Okay.
Or
I mean,
restaurants.
I just feel like, I don't I've never even heard of the one you're talking about. How long has it been there for?
A couple years.
Oh,
It's owned by
okay.
a couple firemen. And,
Okay.
it's a great local
I haven't
spot.
been the past couple of years, so
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't
we
there.
had our pregame party there. It's like the night before party for a
Mhm.
couple of years. That's when Brody came down and we did our.
Yeah, I
pregame
wasn't there that year. Yeah.
it was fun. It's a good spot.
Yeah.
Great spot. Great beers.
Yeah, go there. Don't go to Good Times.
Yeah, go to Hop Life. Yeah, you know what? I'm big on like live music and like Ricky
Yeah.
playing guitar. Ricky's got to play at the tailgate party.
Absolutely. He'll be the music.
Yeah, him and
Hook him up
he's
to
gotta-
Finley's speaker.
No, he come right out of the truck with
Yeah.
Elvis.
Oh,
DJing
true,
right out-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I fucking can't wait to tailgate again.
I
know.
can't wait.
I know.
But
Well, I couldn't wait for this show just because it was like something to look forward
And
to.
it's just
something
normal.
fun.
Yeah.
talk about baseball again or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever else. It may be.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. So share the show again. We do the share contest next week. So if you're watching at the end of the show, you can still share it. If you're watching the replay, you could still share it.
Mhm.
And we're going to give away some gift cards next week. Thank you guys for checking in. If you're watching the game, hopefully, I don't know. I think the Marlins are broadcasting it, but I didn't want to mention that till the end of the show.
Yeah, don't
because
leave
I didn't
us.
want you to leave. But enjoy yourself.
People were
tomorrow.
commenting the whole comments are
And,
people that are watching the stream and watching the show at the same
Oh,
time.
well,
So
thank
we're
you for
good.
your loyalty.
Awesome.
Thank you.
See you guys next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hold on, one more.
Oh, do it.
I wasn't talking about the hot dog.
Oh gosh.